Okay, so we're recording now. Should be recording. Will, I got the recording set to automatic, so we should have something.
Cross our fingers.
Will, can you hear me or talk?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll give it just another couple minutes and then we'll get rocking and rolling. Will, did you were you able to work on your Facebook the like situation?
I played with it a little bit, but that needs to be offshore. There's so many of them. Do I just pick anybody that's not in the U.S. and get rid of them?
You should. I think it might be a little more difficult and involved. I think, just kind of going into their profiles and seeing who they are. I reached out to my group, my marketing group, and thought some of them might have some virtual agents that were free, but nobody did. So I would they're all, none of them are going to like hijack your Facebook. I wouldn't think. That would be incredibly rare. But I don't know. The permissions, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Just, I'll send you a piece on, I guess, what I used when I'm looking for them, but onlinejobs.ph is where I go to. And I found some, I like the Filipino workers. I've used a lot in India too, but Philippines have been the best I've had. And so if you go to onlinejobs.ph, you can make an account there and you'll get hundreds of applicants. And I basically, I don't let them, I'll give them a little task ahead of time, just to prove or when I'm, same with hiring somebody, the people aren't just copying and posting, which you'll get a lot of that, but you want somebody that'll actually take the time to read what they actually have written. And so I'll put a little question in there. If I'm hiring somebody for a graphic designer, I'll give them a task or a set of tasks, and I'll be like, the top 3 candidates here, I'll pick you guys, and we'll have a contest from there to see who gets the pick. So,
do you not like Fiverr?
I haven't used Fiverr. I used Upwork in the past, which is similar to Fiverr. Onlinejobs.ph is what I've kind of honed into and what I like. But Fiverr is just as good if you're already on that and familiar.
I have an account there. You've done a few things.
Okay. What's up, Andy? So
I think he can hear you.
Yeah. What is he? Oh, he's on his phone. So Fiverr, try that out. You'll be good. So the Filipinos have always been better for me. India, there's usually a communication barrier there I've experienced. And so I've still gotten good work there, but it's just more difficult to get through that communication.
The Fiverr people I've worked with have always been in Pakistan or India.
Okay.
But haven't spoken with anyone, but they typed good English. I put it that way.
Have you had good luck with them in the past?
The few jobs I've done, it was looking for new movers through Zillow and that kind of thing.
Okay. Fantastic. Andy, how has everything been for you? Can you hear me all right now?
Now I can hear. Can you guys hear me now? Or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You guys just see that? Duke almost lost.
Who was that?
Duke almost just lost right now, but they won.
I just got that. 77-76.
Yep, and the guy missed 2 tip-ins. And they
Kansas State's out of it, so Pete and I are a little bitter right now.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
KU lost yesterday to Auburn. I saw that, so luckily Auburn took care of business and got them out of there. But shit, the whole Big 12 is pretty much out. Iowa State's out. Is Tech is still in it? Yeah, they took care of business.
Tech's still in it.
Yeah, I think that's our only. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah.
Yep. So I'll be rooting for them, but KU's out. That's all.
Yeah, suck a dick.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hop in here. So my plan is to do this. So we'll do the training every 2 weeks, live training, and then I'm going to start hopping on that off week, and then just go through your guys' personal Facebooks, let you guys know what I think, what's working, what's not, and then just kind of do. And I'll upload those videos. So this video that we have now, I'm going to create a members area where you guys can go in there. All this will be recorded. And you can have access to that. And then if you want to share any of that with your team members, if you have somebody else you kind of want to give the reins to this, once you understand what's going on, you can go in there and get them hooked up with that. So the next week will be our off week from live training. But like I said, I'll go in there, check out your guys' online stuff, and give you my thoughts on it. And then starting in April here, I'm going to have a monthly calendar for you guys just on the highlights of the month, I guess, like your freebie posts that you can use with holidays, or, dental related things that are going on that you can have excuses for your marketing, or kind of free excuses. Because I know it's hard to always have good content. And again, you want to caution you guys on putting out, what crappy content is. And so Will and Andy, this will be kind of what we did last time, just going over this. So we have it recorded for the guys that didn't join us. So you guys will just get some more of what we went over last time. And then, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. So I've got a PowerPoint presentation here to pull up and get rocking.
Will you be sending us this PowerPoint as well?
Yeah, I'll send you the PowerPoint. I'll get that uploaded.
I mean, I'll take notes and everything, of course.
Yeah, you can take notes. You'll have the video to go back later and watch. You guys can see my desktop right now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so this is just on building an engaging Facebook presence. So the key to Facebook and making it work is you want to have a really engaged audience, and you do that by putting out the content that they want to see. A lot of dentists get the mistake of what they think people want to see and not putting out stuff that's completely not in line with it. And when you do that and you have posts that people don't want to engage with, Facebook's algorithms will interpret that and basically make it so it won't get seen in the future. It won't get seen by as many people. So I'm very cautious about what I put out there, just to protect that Facebook wants to show it to my audience. So usually when I put something out there, it goes to a lot of my audience, and typically it's only going to 1 to 3% is what it should be going to. So just to break some limiting beliefs for you guys, Facebook doesn't work for me. I don't have time to learn this stuff. It's actually relatively easy once you understand it, but it's just very important to understand it. We're too busy to stay on top of it. It really doesn't take that much time. It costs too much to advertise on Facebook. My Facebook budget is extremely low. I might spend a few $100s a month on it. I should probably be spending more, but with just a few $100s, like all I've built my practice on exclusively to this point as a fee-for-service office has been entirely from Facebook. And now I'm working on more community efforts. Facebook's been a huge source for me. I still want patients, and so I'm starting some efforts more locally in the community, but Facebook's been incredible for me, and I know a lot of other dentists that it's worked really well for. And then I've done it before, but it hasn't worked. That's oftentimes just putting out that wrong content or not understanding how the ads work behind the scenes with it. So the power of Facebook, 86% of people were willing to become patients and pay more for a practice that had higher ratings and reviews. So we live in like a social age right now where people are going and trusting, they're asking recommendations. So you see all the time on Facebook, where do I go for this, or who do you recommend for that? Recommendations are huge. And essentially, everyone just goes online now. If you have a community Facebook page or group or whatever, and people are asking and taking, value in those recommendations from other people. So it's really important when you have Facebook and Google that can capture all those reviews. People trust those. And so you want to make sure you're capturing those and getting a lot of those, have good referral systems in your practice. And so once you've got that reflected on your Facebook and, you see you have all these reviews, or you're one of the top in the community, you've got a couple hundred reviews, people take that for it's a lot of power, and they believe it. So, which is true. And then every now and then, I haven't had my negative review yet. I know it's coming. I mean, it's a numbers game. And so even when you get those negative reviews, it's really powerful to go there and, diffuse that, or diffuse it, whatever. So
How long you want of mine?
Huh?
How long you want of mine? You can have it.
Years. Yeah. So, I mean, take it as an opportunity to go in there and, and you have to be careful too with HIPAA when you get into those situations that you can't really disclose a whole lot of what's going on there. But, a lot of times those are actually more powerful if you go in there and have a good response to it. I mean, a lot of times if we get a negative review, you know, it's something that's out of our control, or, you know, you just have that person you can't satisfy. And, you know, if you've got, you know, 100 good reviews and a couple people that you can't make happy, you know, people get that. As long as you're not like, you know, everyone just trashing your shit, you know, you're gonna be okay. But take those as opportunities for what they are.
I feel like it lends legitimacy to your reviews.
Right. It does that too. So, and, you know, if, you know, you just, you know, diffuse. I'm really protective over my reputation. I know, like I said, at some point it's going to happen. You know, it's not all positive experiences. We try to make it, you know, wonderful for everybody, but even when they aren't, you know, I'm really protective over, you know, my review program in the office itself. Like, you know, I know there's automated ones that can even capture those negative reviews and send them more to an internal, source to where you can kind of let them get that out of their system before it goes public. And hopefully they don't, you know, spread that message other places, but you know, it does give legitimacy. So
is that going to be a future topic of how to respond to those types of things?
Yeah, I can definitely build that in. So whatever you guys want to hear, you know, I've got a few, you know, the next, you know, several of these, I have an idea of where I want to go, but after that, you know, it'll just be feedback from what you guys want to hear. And then, you know, some of my more local efforts, just whatever I'm working on in marketing. You know, my practice, as you guys know, I mean, I'm still fresh in the startup phase. And Facebook, I've got the Facebook marketing side of things nailed down. I love marketing. I'm super passionate about it. And so these local things I'm going to start doing. We talked, I think, previously about Chris Phelps, and Ian and we talked on the phone today about him, but getting out and doing some of those like retirement type center, you know, efforts, and I'm going to start doing a lot of that to grow my savers plan. So, you know, I'm fee for service. I hate insurance patients, or I don't hate them, but you know, they're not fun. So, and it's constantly battling with the insurance company for a $20 check out of, you know, a $400 bill we send them. It's just infuriating. So
Pretty sure you can't do that, that review gating thing anymore. I'm not positive, but I don't think, pretty sure you can't do that review gating thing anymore. I think that's like,
yeah, you can. Go get Bird Eye. Go to Bird Eye and check them out.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do it. You know, I have the Weave phone system. Weave does it. My social practice has it built in with their stuff as well. I've got a few of the services I have included. I don't use any of those, and maybe I should, but I still like the power of, you know, just the good patients we do have, asking them for reviews at the right time, saying the right things to them to get those. And now I'm going to start taking those and getting video reviews. You know, the people that have already left us reviews, you know, maybe on Facebook, get them to leave us one on Google, or just capturing that live video when they're in the chair. So now as patients are coming through that we've been with for a few months, I don't want to ask for that out of the gate. And as a new practice, you know, I took time to develop some of the relationships we have now, but the people that are, you know, coming to the end of the treatment that are just, you know, raving fans for us, I want to get them on film and get them talking about how great we have been for them. So Facebook, everybody's on Facebook these days. You know, it's got 1 billion people, pretty much everybody and their mom's on it. It knows everything. So that's the great thing about Facebook. Like it knows everything about you. So when you're targeting ads later, it's an incredible source to get very targeted and very specific, whether it's age, income, you know, if they have kids and what age their kids are, what their interests are. I mean, you can get very specific. You can get specific on what kind of device they're accessing Facebook from, or where they live, down to like a mile radius. It's incredibly powerful. So when it comes to advertising, you can get very specific ads to the people that need to see them. And that gets you more bang for your buck when it comes to spending ads. And people just love to hang out on it. So, you know, they're just on there scrolling all the time. It's easy to put up and take advantage of that platform. So the good news here, most dental offices I see, they don't understand the power of Facebook. They're not using it correctly. So when you are one of the ones in your community that are, it's really easy to stand out and have a really good presence there. So my goal in my community is to become the top power on Facebook. I want to say, you know, we're not number one right now, but we're probably number 2 out of, you know, 30 dentists in this community. And I was able to build that in 6 months and, you know, create a big following. We've got just around 1,200 people right now are on our Facebook, and we got a lot of that relatively quickly. I think, you know, and now the growth isn't quite as big, but, you know, we have a huge engaged community there. and it happened pretty quickly. So with regular consistent effort, I think it's easy to become one of the top in your area. It doesn't take a lot of time, 2 to 3 hours a week. And that's on the very, very high end. Honestly, on mine, I probably spend 30 minutes a week on it. And I need to be spending more time, but it doesn't take long. If you're in the, a lot of you guys are more on the early level stages of building those pages out. So, put some more time and more effort into it. It's going to take you a little bit of time to clean up what you've got going on. Most offices, when it comes to Facebook, what holds them back is they don't know what to post, or they just think that you need to be posting something every day. And so instead of putting out something like really good, engaging content, they just put up something to satisfy the need of putting something up for that day, which ends up hurting you again if it's not the content that people do want to see.
That's what we were taught 2 years ago.
To put up every day something, yeah.
That's what my social practice kind of all about. Oh, they talk about getting stuff posted from the office, but they make it real easy to just put fluff up. Right. And it's a whole lot easier to put fluff than to make a video or take a photograph of a patient and post it.
For sure. And I'm subscribed with my social practice. They have, good stuff they do offer you. I like their campaigns that they do in the office, but as far as and they have a stock content library. I have never once used one of their stock content pieces. They have blog posts, which can be good if you incorporate that for your SEO on your website. But, I don't really agree with that part of it. I love my social practice. I think it's a great company, but, the stock content is a cheap win, and it's not what people want. So like I said, it ends up hurting you. So with my stuff, you'll see there might be a week or two break where I don't put anything up, and that's my fault. Like I have no excuse to go that long without having something up. But I'm not gonna take that easy win. Like we're just super busy, but there's always time. So that comes back on me, and just not being on top of it as I should. But I'm still, I'd rather have 2 weeks go by with saying nothing than having something to say that is going to hurt my engagement later.
Does anybody use ProSites at all for their website?
No. For what it's worth, I've got a cousin who was working in like social media and online marketing for Harley Davidson for a long time. And she went to work for my cousin and helped him out with, they were just paying for a lot of stuff. And when they were looking around, it's not like she gave him a glowing review per se, but she got him hooked up on Great Dental websites.
Great Dental websites?
Yeah, I guess for the money and the templates and what they offer, she thought they were a good deal.
Okay. Well, I've been stuck with ProSites because, the retiring doc that I bought the practice from did it, and it was just the easiest thing right now. Anyway, they do a lot of like emails for like social media type stuff too. And they sent a pretty recent one, was again to somebody who has a horrible Facebook page, like a lot of decent ideas I felt like to have engaging posts. So I'm going to forward that on to Aaron and see what his thoughts are on some of these ideas. I think some of them are pretty crappy, but there might be a couple good ones on there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good ideas. I'll cover some here later, and I'm going to make a pamphlet for you guys too on just consistent ideas. Like there's always an excuse, and I'd say like on your page 2 to 3 posts a week is great, and there's no excuse that you can't have 2 engaging posts on there a week. And I'm comfortable with that. Some people want you to put up or would recommend something every day, but I think at that level it's just hard to have really good consistent quality content. If you're doing that 20 plus posts a month, that's a little much. But if you had a couple of good things that people want to engage with, and that formula has worked easy for me. It makes it a lot easier on my end to manage. Sometimes we have more content, more things to say, and sometimes there's less. But when there's less, it's just me not doing what I should. So,
Aaron, I noticed you don't even have a website, or you just got a landing page that points to Facebook. Are you even going to have a website?
So I have a website in development. It's been like consistently in development. I use ClickFunnels, man. So everyone every now and then someone's like, do you even have a website? And I'm like, well, kind of. Like I have a nice website design. We're still like, my developer must hate me because he's.
Is this the Filipino web designer?
No, I hired Justin Morgan, who's probably one of the top dental web builders. He's really good on SEO, and so I was going to outsource it to the Philippines. I've done that with other websites before and had them done well, but I wanted to be really conscious of the SEO aspect of it. And Justin Morgan is one of the top SEO guys in dentistry. And so by having him build a website, I know he would get the right formula for when it came time for SEO.
Well, I have a friend that's also a ClickFunnels fan. She knows you, or knows of you, I should say. And she says that they're sort of saying that a website are becoming more passe, that just a whole nest of ClickFunnels is the way to go.
They are. I mean, I think it's still important for a dental website because people want somewhere to go to and see. But as far as my advertising, like if I have an ad out there, I want it to go to a landing page that has, videos talking about this specific service, has patients on there, they can see our testimonials, and it's a nice flow. And, it gives them like a hook and an offer to opt into. So, and we'll get into that later. What's your friend's name?
Lisa Weber.
Lisa Weber. It doesn't ring a bell. I'm pretty loud in the ClickFunnels community though. So.
Shocker.
Yeah. Okay. So your ideal page, and keep this moving on. It tells the story of your practice. That's what people want to see. So, a lot of times there's companies out there that you can outsource, your social media to. They'll manage your page. That don't ever go down that road. They can't put up what people need to see. The only stuff that people want to see are the things that you guys have to post. So a company can't ever do that for you. There's companies out there that'll post stuff, but they're just posting content that's not engaging, that will hurt you. So once again, if I hadn't said it enough, don't use stock content. My golden rule for Facebook: if you don't have something worth saying, don't say anything at all. And I live and breathe that. So like I said, I'd rather go 2-3 weeks without saying a thing if I don't have anything good to say. But there's always at least one good thing to say a week that you can tell. But again, just don't put something out there just to satisfy putting something out there. Like if you want to engage with it, if you want to share it, don't put it out.
I guess that's the best way to judge it.
Yeah.
Would I reshare this thing about what toothpaste to use?
Right. And that can be good. Like what toothpaste to use could be good. Like people are always interested in that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the 3D white products, and people are really engaging with that. If I can tell them, everyone wants to keep their teeth white, and so if I can pull them back to a toothpaste that I really believe in and I've seen results with, they're happy with that. But again, just make sure you're speaking from the heart and having that be engaging. Like it's not, you can't ever talk about dentistry, but as we talked a couple weeks ago, Will, like my page, it's very rarely about dentistry. Every now and then I'll put a little splash of dental in there, but for the most part, it's got nothing to do with that. People just aren't interested in dentistry. They want to know that you're a fun, practice that cares. But as far as the dental stuff, it's a bore to most people. But toothpaste recommendation,
Well, this is a good time for a question I've been holding. I have a whole list of probably 50 or 80 FAQs and SAQs about dentistry that are more suited for maybe doing a short YouTube video on. Should that be done as a Facebook Live and then convert to YouTube, or just send them straight to YouTube and leave the Facebook stuff for the engaging personal stuff?
I would do a Facebook Live. I would do it in a series of lives. So don't put it all out there at once, but be like, we've got, just do, people aren't going to probably watch like a 30-minute live on Facebook. You want short.
Oh, no, it's 3 minutes long.
Okay. Well, I would do a Facebook Live, and Facebook will push that out to more people too. Versus if you put a link in there on YouTube, it probably won't go very far. But Facebook Live gets incredible engagement. That's Facebook's favorite thing right now. That's where things are going. That's why I challenge you guys to do lives all the time. That's why I get on my page every day and do a live. That's truly the future of marketing, at least for the foreseeable future. So
foreseeable future in this case meaning like the next 6 to 8 weeks till they change something else.
Yeah. No, it'll be around for a bit. They've been hammering video for a while. The future of marketing is going to come into, virtual reality and, Alexa, and we kind of touched base on that last time. But I think reviews are really popular, or incredibly important right now. Getting having your review systems in place are really good, because pretty soon people are going to start asking like Alexa and the Google one, whatever, and they have all those, the Alexa concept. I don't know what the other ones' names are. But like, instead of asking their friends or asking on Facebook, people are just going to start asking Alexa, for the answer. So where do I go for this, or who do I do for that? And like, they're going to have to pull that data from somewhere. So the only thing I can think of is they're going to be accessing all those online reviews. Google's going to be using their platform. Alexa will probably pull from Facebook, or they'll have their own social media platform out there maybe. But those reviews are all going to be very important when that next phase hits, and it's coming. So I think that's still probably a couple of years down the road, but like I said, pretty soon it's going to be asking Alexa, and she's just going to compile all that data. So instead of having to go out there and research for yourself online, you just ask her and you trust her recommendations, because she pulls all this data, and her word is good. So you're worried about running out of content. Like I said, we're all guilty of staying on top of it, myself included. I think 3 quality posts a week is great. I think too much could actually hurt you, in my opinion, because you're coming out there all the time. And if people don't want to engage with it and they're just getting bombarded with your content, or they see it every day, I think, like I said, 2 to 3 a week is a sweet spot. I know, like in my personal page, like in the past, like I just really started being a lot more active on it. I pretty much took the previous year off and was hardly ever on it. And now when I'm on there doing a video every day, like I can see the engagement and who that goes to. And it really doesn't get pushed out to a ton of people anymore, just because I'm always on there. And if people aren't engaging with it, Facebook's not going to keep it at the top level for people. But, and so again, if you're putting stuff out every day and it's always great. I mean, none of you guys are going to do that. This is still tough business, but 2 to 3 a week, perfect. And then people aren't going to get bored, and they'll keep engaging. So excuses for engaging posts, there's a ton of them. This is just a short series of a list. Holidays, any holiday you have, your team members, when they have a birthday, continuing education. Ian was out at I got to upgrade here. Did you?
Did you not pay your bill?
No, I guess I was on a free plan. So let's see here.
You want to close that so we can't take your number?
Yeah. What's your last 4 of your social?
Yeah.
Let me get this figured out here, guys.
And I called you a Jedi Master. Oh my goodness.
Hey, you got to work with me through the bumps here. Let me go grab my card. I'll be right back. You guys can talk for a second.
Yeah, I didn't want I was doing implants on new people. I don't want them bitching when I put them in their chin. So.
Hey, I got a question for you guys who are a little more experienced. Like I said, I am about 8 months into private practice, and I'm curious about, how do you know when you need a new hygienist, like another one? Like, we only have one hygienist right now.
How far out are your new patient appointment blocks?
Yep, that's the number one question.
That's what I figured, and it could be up to 1 to 2 months. Depends on.
Then you need another hygienist.
You need a half timer now.
Half timer now.
Well, at least.
Okay. Second question: how do you go about like advertising or like letting people know that you're looking for a hygienist? How do you like get applications in?
Go to dentalpost.net. That's where you should start.
Okay.
We have a really good temp agency in my area I use. Dentalpost.net's the best place to go to initially. Craigslist,
Indeed.
Um,
You really need to be able to get someone in within 48 hours.
Also,
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. 48 hours, you think? Is it okay?
Yeah, I get 80 new patients a month.
Jesus.
how do you do that? Like, are you taking all plans, or is it just?
where are you here?
Yeah, I know. How many people can you see in a month?
Yeah.
I want to change my practice to only do implants, because I hate doing fillings. I just want to do implants. I just actually will, I'll let you know, I'm starting to do some marketing with this new guy. I know a girl out of Miami, woman, I apologize, girl. She places 10, 12 implants a day. She she markets herself as the cheapest dentist in Miami. So there's pros and cons, but she basically just does Facebook marketing, and she said all her budgets to that. She's actually she's doing so well with it that she collects $20,000 a day.
That's
a bad day is 12. She told me. I know she's not bullshitting because she's my friend's cousin, but she uses this guy to do like Facebook marketing, and I'll let you know how it goes. But basically, we're creating a video I already did. I fucking hate being filmed. I say too much, and like, so it kind of sucks. But basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to like make it so that I'm the authority on dental implants, and like, so people are like, oh, you can go somewhere else, but make it look like I know more than other people. And yeah, it's just getting crazy amount of like leads and people coming in for consults and stuff like that.
Andy, something just on the note. So that when I first started doing my videos, I was really bad at that too, and I still can be from time to time. But if I'm like actively cautious of that, instead of like, you usually say because you don't have anything else to say, and so it's just a natural reflex to put it in there to fill in, the space. But instead of saying just like catch yourself before you're saying it and just have a pause. And pauses are actually really powerful too, and it builds
I noticed that, like, if I sound way better if I just pause.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, I'll let you keep on going with your presentation, but
another idea, I guess we can get into this later too, but for implants and a strategy on that and becoming the expert in your area is start doing like lecture series, and ultimately when we're working on the funnel side of things, live events are really big, and pushing people into like a seminar on implants. And then you're this guy now that's doing all these seminars, and you can kind of add that to your portfolio that you're the expert. People are coming to see.
What do you mean by seminar? Like seminar where, like, I'm not really, I don't know. I feel kind of weird going into, old age homes. Do they really have the capital to do that stuff? And I don't know.
No.
You're saying no, really?
I've attacked the senior market, and I'm not really happy with it. I've gone into a 55 plus retirement, home. It's not assisted living. It's
okay.
Community. 55 plus is very optimistic. Average age is 67. A lot of them don't have any money. I'm 63, but I want people that are 50 to 70 that still have their health and some bucks. A lot of these folks have not had the money to do much. So
yeah, I have a guy who's a retired cop, wonderful patient, kind man.
They're really good.
Parkinson's, and they were talking about, oh man, yeah, kept getting decay from all these bad drugs that he's on, and I'm cutting him a deal because I know them down the street at the retirement community, and she's like, well, I need this patched up, and I was like, well, what's going on? Well, we're gonna go to Europe on a Viking cruise for a month, and I was like, really? Yep. She's like, yeah, we go every year. I mean, she never asked for a discount, but just based on where they were. And he's an old retired cop and kind of shuffles and got old pants around his waist. I thought they didn't have any money.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Andy, what I was speaking of, not necessarily the retirement communities or assisted living, like that's where I'm going to go to start marketing my Savers plan. But I have a friend in my marketing group that works with other dentists and chiropractors too. His model is basically you'll send them to a funnel.
I'm using him.
Is that Phelps?
No, you're using it's his name's Keanu. No, Keanu.
Okay, I don't know him. I don't think.
Oh, well, he does it for chiropractors, and just because you mentioned chiropractors, but yeah, you send a video.
Sends them into a live, just like a small event, so like 20 people. Is probably the max, and so it's have them at a restaurant, or if you just have a small event space, you can just get them wine and have a nice night where they come in, learn about implants. And that's model's proven really effective for them. I mean, the offices that he's helped out have done, probably $1 million plus for the majority of them in implants over the last year. And I'll take you guys in through that training later.
Cool.
Engaging posts against the holidays, team birthdays, continuing education. I saw you, Ian, talking about the Midwest Dental Conference. That's good. Office fun, just fun things that you're doing in the office, goofy stuff. Behind the scenes, the dentistry is really intriguing to a lot of people. So the stuff that you guys all take for granted, even sterilization or doing implants, to show people like what dentistry looks like behind the scenes. And people are really interested in that. Or the composite, like, hey, this is the material we build your fillings out of. It comes out of these little things. Like, all those are, good excuses to post stuff. And people are like super intrigued by dentistry because they don't understand it. And they like seeing that kind of stuff. Valued expert advice. So if you have, really good expert advice to share, or somebody else does, and you can make a commentary on it. Patient cases, and I would highlight the cases you want more of. So, like the cases I've been sharing, I had that 20-year case, I'm sharing that. 6-month smiles, I want to be really heavy with that in my practice, so sharing those cases. Anytime I do, cosmetic work or anterior composites. Ian, you've done those as well in the past. And Facebook can be kind of a bitch on those, because basically Facebook, their terms of service when it comes to advertising, like you can put that stuff up on your pages, but Facebook on their advertising policy, when it comes to putting ads behind it to boost it to more people, you cannot promote an ideal body image. So things like weight loss and, workout plans and gyms, like they really struggle with that. That extends to cosmetic dentistry, even if it's just patching up a front tooth for somebody, like Facebook will not allow you to post that. So that kind of sucks, because that's really good content that people probably would engage with if they're like, oh my God, like you turned that into, like, I can't even tell it's a filling, like that would be amazing stuff to share. So really that's just limited to your organic audience, or the people that already like your page that Facebook decides to show it to. So you want your audience as engaged as possible, so Facebook shows it to more of those people. But with video, here's a secret. So Facebook does not police video very much. And so you can, and I'm going to start testing this out, but you can, in theory, you should be able to hide that stuff within a video. So if you have a good, I'm going to start doing weekly updates in the office, like what's going on in the office. And then I'm going to take pictures and work those into the video where people can actually start to see those cases. And I can pay Facebook to show those cases to people without Facebook giving it the cold shoulder. So,
what about something as simple as just now occurred to me? A screw retained implant crown is really pretty friggin' cool. Showing close up on the model, the patients don't understand all the parts and pieces. Show it how it's on the model with the screw down the middle, and then show it on that patient all as part of a live thing. Of course, I don't know if you couldn't do it within 3 minutes or 5 minutes. I'm not that fast.
Yeah, no, people would eat it up. People would love that. It's super interesting. Andy did something similar to that. I think you might have saw that video where he just noted stuff. Like, they're very intrigued by that. And they don't understand implants either. I'm sure you get patients all the time that, want a full mouth of implants, or they need a filling and they're in there asking for an implant. So it's still kind of a mysterious subject to them, and to see how all that works and integrates, that's good stuff. Other engagement posts, team spotlight. So if you have a new team member or valued team member, maybe they're coming up on an anniversary. Life outside the office. So don't always, it doesn't have to always be inside the office. Show that you're a person, show that you're involved. Community involvement, if you're getting out there and doing fun stuff. Technology in the office, your cone beams, any other fun stuff you guys have. New hires, patient testimonials. And those, I like Will, you kind of have it where Bird's Eye just copies and posts it. And I'm not a huge fan of those. I'm not against them necessarily, but like, I haven't put any testimonials on my post, but if I did, and what we're going to start doing in the future is having video testimonials, just, with me, landscape mode on my phone, talking with that patient. And that'll be much more powerful than if I had copied a review and posted it on there. And then team achievements, more stuff, building a better office. So anything that you guys are actively doing in your office to make it a better place. Something that we're working on now is to make like a little review box that patients can leave anonymously on the outside, and we'll highlight that and be like, hey, we really care about your guys' experience here. We want to make a pleasant way for you guys to share your feedback.
What is Andy doing?
I don't know. I muted him. He's having fun, it sounds like.
Watching a game, isn't he?
Maybe he is, yeah. Priorities, man. Screw this marketing. Andy, what's up? What's going on?
No, I'm listening while I'm cooking.
Okay.
All right, yeah, put him on mute. It keeps going back from Aaron to pots and pans.
Yeah.
Are you at your peak protein consumption time right now, Andy?
Can you guys see that? I don't know. My chicken there? I don't know. You guys
gotta get that juice on.
I'm listening to everything you're saying. Don't worry.
All right, Andy, I'm going to put you on mute. If you need to then hop on there. You got yourself on mute. So building a better office, like I talked about that theme box, the community will eat that up too. I know. And so that'll be really good response online. Themed challenges. So this is what I like about my social practice. Every couple months, they have a really good challenge that they put some thought into that makes it easy to engage. And that's something that I want to start working on with my virtual agents where, we're creating ideas and kind of building it into what I'm working on. Patient of the week or the month. So highlighting, a patient that you've been having, good results with or a good case, or that's just a raving fan about you. Educational content, and kind of be careful about that one because you don't want to make anything too dry, but if it's something that's educational and still juicy for them that they're going to engage with, share it. But a lot of times this educational stuff like, tooth decay, people don't want to read about it. But if you can give them a good hook, like I did a video the other day talking about how they're going to die if they don't get their teeth cleaned, like that's a good hook, right? And we had a lot of engagement with that. So if I was just talking about periodontal disease, no one's going to give a shit. But if I go on there and say, hey, you're taking days off your life by not having your teeth cleaned regularly, and it's true, and it's a good message to spread, they're going to be a lot more engaged with that. They're like, oh my God, like I'm killing myself. And they are over time, So myth busting, stuff like the root cause, when Dr. Oz opens his mouth, get on there and start putting fires out like that. And you can make that humorous too. I've seen dentists where we have a lot of stuff that gets marketed through Facebook, like the Smile Direct and things like that, or, Snap-on Smiles. And so you can take some of those products and kind of have more of a goofier post about it and poke some humor on how shitty those products really are. I've seen great videos out there in the past on those lines. Anytime you receive a gift in your office, like your guys are getting gifts all the time from patients, from all the specialists in your area, like share those gifts, tag them in it. That's great stuff. And then local happenings in your area. If there's fun things going on, especially if you're involved with it, share all that stuff. So like, this is a really small list, and I'll work on getting you guys a more thorough list of engaging stuff. But there's always an excuse. So,
Aaron, are you going to have or maybe there already is on our little group thing, a file section so where we can upload stuff for?
I'll get one. So I'm working on making a members area right now where you guys can log into. That's where this video will be. It's where
I guess that's what I meant.
If you guys want to share something, you can just share that within the group, and you should be able to share a file there. But there'll be a member site that you can log into and have access to all this in one little nice area.
Okay.
And so keys to engagement: be original. Don't ever do stock stuff again. No kitten pictures. Dental memes are a no-no. Like you might think it's funny, but your patients, by and large, don't give a crap.
Where's my cat, which is down here that I've been petting the whole time?
If it's your cat in your office or something at your home, I'm okay with that. No, I think I put that one on there maybe because of you, Dr. Willie. I don't know if I came across a kitten on here.
No, we didn't. But the cat won't leave me alone. She packs on me.
So good. Like if it's in your home and you're just playing around with your cat, like share it and then target it to people that have interest in cats, and then you're going to get a whole new segment of your population. Be like, oh, Dr. Willie's a cat guy. Cool. I need a new dentist. I like cats. We have something in common. Like there's a good excuse there. Be authentic. Just be yourself. Don't try to be anyone else. Be vulnerable too, and with a grain of salt. So social media is a really fake area, and so like don't go on there like sharing all your sorrows in life. But if you can have a moment or two where you can just be vulnerable and authentic with your audience, they'll actually really engage with that and they'll eat it up. So like do that with a grain of salt. You don't want to go on there crying your eyes out, but if there's like something you can be vulnerable about and it's still like not putting yourself down a whole lot, but like people will respond really good to that. So even if it's just like doing a live video and being like, hey, I want to start doing these live videos, but like this isn't something like I'm a natural at, but I know it's like, I want to really connect with you guys. I care about connecting and learning more with you guys. And I know like a lot of times it's scary doing things that we're uncomfortable with. For me, I'm really uncomfortable doing this video. And a lot of you guys are like uncomfortable coming into the dentist, like it's a scary place. It's scary for me doing these videos, and you can connect with them and just be vulnerable and authentic. Provide value, always be giving them something. And then again, if you wouldn't want to see it, if you wouldn't want to share it, do not post it. So my personal experience, we started the office at the end of August, 100% fee for service. I work 3 days a week. We do 12-hour days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Growth's been entirely to Facebook alone up to this point. We're doing 30,000 a month, which I feel like for, where we're at right now, I'm pretty happy with. I want to be a lot higher than that, but we're not really focused on implants or anything like that. So that's mostly all bread and butter work. This month with that big veneer case, we're going to be more at 50,000. So for me, and I put a big stop in the pathway of a lot of people being out of network and fee for service. And so I probably toss out at least a third of the patients that want to be our patients that it's just not right for, but I'm pretty hard up against joining those networks. So typical new patient, they know us before they walk through the door. Like they've engaged with us on Facebook. Everyone, like I said, they're all pretty much coming through Facebook. So they know us, they know the team before they even walk through. They come in there very excited to meet us. They know us by name. Cappy, our therapy dog, who's been really huge with our marketing, like they know him. A lot of them come in there for him. They feel like they're a part of our family. They've seen the reviews that people share about us, and they want to be a part of that. So, and then when I'm out in the community, if I'm out there with Cappy or something, I get stopped all the time. Like anytime I go out in the community, I'm usually bumping into somebody that I've never met that already knows who I am. Like, oh, you're Dr. Avery. Like, this must be Cappy. Or it goes the other way around. Like, this is Cappy, and then they put it together. Oh, you must be the doctor. But people will recognize us and that I've never met. So, and when they do, we consistently, like every time it goes to, like, I've seen you guys on Facebook, like you guys have like the best Facebook I've ever seen. Like I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. Like this is what they talk about. And they talk about how, they love it. And they love how much we're showing out there. So why engagement is so important. Typically, like I said, Facebook's going to show it to 1 to 3% of your audience without paying them. If you're posting cat memes, your target audience, they don't want to interact with that. So same goes for links to an article about tooth decay. People don't give a crap. No one wants to see your dental cartoon. And so over time, when you share that stuff, if your audience isn't engaging with it, Facebook's interpreting that as the stuff that you put out there people don't want to see. And so Facebook has their own interests at heart, and they're not going to want to show stuff that people don't want to see. Like they want people engaging and using their platform. So if they start showing stuff to people that they don't want to see, people are less likely to use Facebook. So Facebook's very protective of themselves. They want to show things to people that they want to see. So when you're sharing stuff, if people aren't engaging with it, and that continues to happen over time, like a one-off, not so much of a big deal, but if you have something that nobody has horrible engagement, or you've got 5,000 likes and half of them are over in Pakistan, not on their Facebook, you're taking a huge hit there because nobody's interacting with that. And so you got to be very cautious that all your likes are truly authentic people, accounts that are going to be engaging, that they're your target audience. I'm protective even about the people that are on our Facebook, that, our audience is staying locally. And, every one of those, you don't need a huge page, but, you need it to have people that are interacting with it. So the more crap you throw out there, the more likely Facebook is interpreting you as something that shouldn't be shared. And so they're going to throw it out just to a handful of people over time. So you want to be cautious about that, put stuff out there that people want to see. And then Facebook's going to interpret that as stuff that people do want to see. So, so Facebook less people.
There's a question, since I do have some junk content out there. We talked about deleting some of it. Some of it's gotten some engagement. If you throw something up and it doesn't get any engagement or little engagement, where's the bar line where I should just delete it?
I would go through your past stuff, delete the stuff that doesn't really have engagement. Like if it's got engagement, go ahead and leave it up.
Well, engagement, 5 likes, 2 likes, 10. What do you call? Where's the bar?
For me, that's probably 10 to 20 plus. For you, it depends what's your highest engagement? What's your lowest? I wouldn't say anything less than 5, but, and then even, I don't know, when I put something up, I don't put crap up. So I never have stuff where it's just really 5 or 10. The low for me would be 15 or 20 if I can't boost it to other people. And it's just not something that a ton of people engaged with. But I don't really go back and delete just because what I put out there, I mean, the audience is pretty honed in right now. So when I put something out, they are engaged.
Well, we posted something where it's a couple of weeks ago, some police canine dogs had visited a little girl having cancer. Got nothing to do with dentistry, and we didn't even make the content, but it got a lot of engagement. So that's an example of a good one, I think.
I'd keep it up, but I want to post stuff like that in the future, just because again, it's not related to your office.
Right. Well, I couldn't boost it because it wasn't my content. But then there are other things that nobody does anything to, and then they'll see on the left-hand side it says, X number reached. What the hell does that mean anyway?
That's the amount of people that Facebook has shown it to.
Okay.
So if it's got
so that's almost meaningless.
Not meaningless, because then you can go back and figure out the percentages of the people that engaged with it that it actually reached. So.
Okay.
It's an important number still.
Is that measured for you automatically? I don't have to do the math, do I?
It'll be measured if you're boosting it with ads, all that's measured, and it'll show you the percentage of your engagement. With engagement is anyone that clicked on your ad. They don't have to like it or anything, but if they've like interacted with it in some way, even just opening it or taking a photo or learning, reading the rest of the post, that's engagement. So you have like impressions, which is, or whatever the word you just said, reach. And so that's the people that see it. And then you have engagement, which is the people that interact with it. And then you have, your likes, comments, shares, which are even more powerful.
Okay.
But I would just, and in the future, if you have something that's not getting great engagement until you really get this nailed in, if you only have something up there that's got a few, likes, I would probably take it down. But if you're boosting stuff too to your audience, like you're not going to have just a few likes on things. Like you should have, at least 10 or so.
Okay.
So engagement on my page, we have, or this was a couple weeks ago, 1135 followers. We've got a little more than that now. Second largest presence out of about 30 offices in the area. When we post something, it's normal to get 40 to 100 likes with absolutely no paid advertisement behind it. What that means is so Facebook knows that we put quality stuff out there. It's showing it to far more than the 1 to 3%. They're probably showing it more like to 20% of our audience. So if it was the 1 to 3%, Facebook's going to show this to like 11 to 33 people. And of that, that's the people that are just seeing it. And then you have to understand that only a fraction of those people are actually going to engage with it. And even a fraction of that are actually going to engage with it as far as a like or a comment goes. And so if I'm getting 40 to 100 likes, like Facebook's showing that to an incredibly large segment of our following, maybe even like 50, I'd say more than 20%, because 20% would be 20 to 30. So, I anticipate Facebook's showing this to probably half of our page. And then,
question for you about that. So here in Topeka, I've got a giant family. Like if we all get together, you're talking like 150 people. So I've been reluctant to like ask them to, review me because, half of them are going to have the same last name or something.
Right.
So how Facebook or patients, if I ask them just to simply interact on posts, say like it or share it or comment on it, is that going to look bad if there's a lot of same last names or
I don't think so, because they're not really, people probably aren't opening it up and seeing everybody that's liked it or commented on it. But if you're asking your family, Facebook's going to interpret that as good stuff. So it's really going to help your Facebook engagement. And that's an incredible way to drive your engagement up. Like, and anytime I see any of your guys' posts, like I'm always liking and stuff, like Ian, I see yours all the time because I've engaged with it a lot too. I think Ian, I probably see every single post you put up on yours. And, anytime I see your guys' content, like I'm always liking it and, giving you guys feedback on it because, I know it's going to help your numbers too and show it to more people. So as far as your family interacting with it, that's great. I want to ask that, like you're just asking your family, I think behind the scenes, you want to be careful that, if you try to, sometimes people have promotions on Facebook where they'll be like, we have a tooth whitening giveaway. You need to like, comment and share. That's against Facebook's terms of service. There's a way around it, but that'll get you in trouble or get your ad rejected. If you're actually asking people to like, comment, and share, that's technically not allowed. But like I said, there are ways around that. But no, I would not have a problem with that. As far as the reviews, though, I would, like I said, I'd be cautious on the family.
Right.
On that. But you have like all your patients out there, just the ones we can go in reviews later. But there's polite, nice ways to ask them that make them want to help you out and want to spread your message. So.
Right.
So we're going to go through, I'll show you some of the posts that we've had kind of from the start of the office here. So You know, just Cappy is huge. Like people love the dog. And sometimes every now and then I get like a sideways comment of somebody like, that's so disgusting. You guys have a dog in the office. And it's like, you can't make everybody happy. We're not trying to be the dentist office for everybody. Like we get so many patients because of Cappy. They come there for him. I'm sure we get a lot of people that avoid us because of him, but like, I'm not trying to be in the business of pleasing people. Or not everybody, you know, like, so I've got my unique audience that connects with our office better, you know, and the people that aren't a fan of him, they're better served at another office, and they're probably a little more difficult to please anyways. So they can go somewhere else. I'm happy. So, but just, you know, Cappy, Hannah in the office, we're working on the driveway. So, that's all good. We did a whitening giveaway when we first opened. And so with that, we had a lot of shares in the community. And with that too, I was able to compile an email list that we could later market whitening to, where we ran a special and had a lot of good luck with that. And so I've got an email list that's about 350 emails in our community, and I'm really respectful of that. Like, I'm not out there blowing up their email, but every few weeks I'll send them something that's got value in there, or if there's a special or something we're doing, I'll continue to connect with them through email, and all that is back through ClickFunnels. And there's ways to do it without ClickFunnels, but for me, that's a little easier. Again, more Cappy. This is just out in the community at a little dog store. We got custom bandana for him. Jag, our assistant's dog. And we did a live. Ian, as Ian found out, so there's ways when you do a live, sometimes you get stuck and you look like, I don't know, you just smoked a joint in your office or something. So, you can, up here, if you click these ellipses, you should be able to select a thumbnail. And so this is like, Facebook will just randomly put it on a picture, but it'll give you a selection of frames to choose from. So you can go through there and find your better angle.
Not on your phone, I don't believe.
Yeah, not on your phone, and you have to do it before you boost it. So once you boost it, you can't edit that thumbnail or any text or anything. So Facebook doesn't want you to go out there, put an ad, and then later go change it about how you all are a bunch of Hitler supporters. And so that's kind of the idea behind that. But it extends to something as simple as changing the thumbnail. And so this one's probably like it is because I found that out after I was doing lives. That was one of my earlier ones. But now anytime I do a live, I make sure, we got a decent image. Sometimes, it just catches you mid-phrase where you're like, and, so you can go there and edit it out if it pulls up a really crappy frame. When I first got down here, so we did like a meet me, and I probably put $100 into this, 457 likes, 75 comments, 28 shares. We did a bunch of landscape work in the front, some more stuff with Cappy. I built him up a lot on our page. And then also Ian and Pete, I think Ian, Pete, I don't know if you know, but when you have likes here, you can click on those and you can actually invite all those people into your page.
Yeah.
Make sure you're doing that. Like, that's how I have, and I go through this every time, every post, and I'll check it for a week after as people continue to interact with it. And I'll make sure every single one of those people either like our page or have been invited to like it.
Right.
Even the ones that have been invited to like it, like sometimes people don't always like it. Even like patients of mine, like I think it just, not their intention, or sometimes I'm sure it is, but even those people like it, my page still seems to follow those around. Like, I have a lot of people that interact with my page, that continually interact with it, that have been invited, that don't actually like it, and they engage with it a lot. So I think there's still, these posts are still finding them somehow, and it's even when I don't even put ads behind it. So I think just the process of inviting them, even if they don't actually commit to liking it, these posts are still getting to them somehow. That I don't know why, but they are. So patients, just fun stuff in the office. This was the Holy Molar thing, and Party Enamel. Those are signs that my social practice hooks us up with. And I'll be developing some stuff like that too, that I'll be sending out to you guys in time. Hannah turned 22, so we celebrated her birthday. Taking radiographs, Cappy's there giving comfort. We did a little write-up about Hannah. This was when we went to New York City for some Invisalign training. And, like these posts are getting a lot of engagement. So like with Hannah, we have 167 likes, and the community shares that. They see that you have somebody, local in the community. And you know, they share it, their friends see it, and, you know, it's all powerful stuff. So we go down and do art walk on, we have a first Friday in our community where the downtown's, you know, just a bunch of
Hey,
and
on,
art.
on the outside the office stuff like that, how do you pay her? Like, when do you start, like, pay when she shows up? I don't know what's like friendly. Do you pay her? Or is she like, oh yeah, I'd love to show up? I just, that's an awkward one for me in my office.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Hannah just showed up. We haven't done those. I've been all the first Fridays over the last few months. I'm always out of town on them, but this is back. This is probably the last one we did. She never. I mean, I wouldn't be against paying somebody, but she never. You know, she was a good team member of mine. She never asked for anything for those events. I don't think. I mean, I don't have a problem paying her. It was just for a couple hours. We did a Veterans Day giveaway. I paid all my team for coming in on Veterans Day. You know, if they wanted to offer to volunteer, that was on them. I'd probably appreciate it more if they did, but I'm not going to be the guy to say, hey, can you come in and volunteer your time for me? You know, but, and I had other hygienists and stuff volunteer that did come in and volunteer their time. But I mean, I paid my team for that. I don't know that I ever paid anything for an outside community deal we did, but I mean, I'm not against it. That's just you and your team and your relationships. I feel like if it's a really good team member, that's, you know, somebody that you have more tied and has a vested interest in your practice, they're going to be okay coming out there and helping you out in the community without being paid for it. But again, you know, it's their time and it's, you know, they're working and helping your office out. So we did a grand opening event, advertised out on Facebook. We really didn't have a whole lot of engagement with this on Facebook. We got a decent amount, but we had so much more response. It was hard to judge. But I mean, when we did that grand opening event, like our office, it was insane. Like people were showing up 30 minutes earlier. We probably went an hour later. I made like 20 some odd pounds of pulled pork and like 8 pies. Like all of our food was completely gone. And I'd take like a group of like 10 people back into the office, did a tour, answered some questions, and I'd come back. The reception was completely full of brand new people. Like I didn't get a chance to even meet everybody. That's the only event we've done at the office, but we're going to start doing those probably at least seasonally. So several times throughout the year, I'm going to have an open house, and we'll probably have different themes for that. So maybe one about 6-month smiles or implants where people can come in, learn more. That one was huge for us, and we had an incredible response. And like I said, it didn't seem like we were going to have a lot of turnout from Facebook. I didn't know what to expect, and that event could not have gone better. We had the Veterans Day, November 10th, and we're going to do that as an annual thing. Your community wants to see that you're giving back to the community, like Pete and Ian. Will, you're kind of in a larger community, so maybe not as much, but I mean, it's still good to build goodwill with the community. But if you're in a smaller community, Pete and Ian, very important if you guys can build some of that kind of work into your offices. So some people do like Children's Dental Month. They might do a day for, you know, free exams. That's in February. You know, it's a free children's pediatric exam. Just think of different things. Or a smile giveaway. You know, we're doing that around Christmas every year. And now I've got a patient that needed a lot of work that you know, she was really deserving of it. We had a few hundred people apply for that, and we're basically taking her through a smile transformation. And all of that's, you know, it's good to give back, good to serve, help your community. You know, that's something we should all aspire to do, but it's also equally helping you out with your patient. When the community knows that you're a practice that does give back, you know, they want to give back to you in return. Looks like Pete and Ian like this one, so did something good there. Happy Halloween. It's just more stuff in the office. Cappy's on the countertop, so that probably pissed somebody off. Southern Antiques, so back, you know, doing that. And, you know, like 94 shares, like we get a stupid amount of likes on this stuff. And a lot of times this isn't without money. Or if I do, like you guys might wonder, like how much money do I put behind something? Like $10 is usually all. Like now I might put $20 in because I know, you know, the returns I've got from Facebook. But $10, $20 is my budget. Unless it's something that I know is going to have a really big response, or it's getting a big response, I might put up to $100 or even $200 sometimes if it's something that's just taking off. Like the one about, you know, me that I did, you know, we had like 400 some odd likes. Like that thing was just on fire. So if I know something's getting a ton of engagement, like I have no problem putting in some more money behind it, because like what's, you know, $200 ad, you know, if you get a few patients from that, or, you know, hundreds of people are interacting with it, seeing it, you know, that's valuable. And again, my Facebook ad budget over the last 6 months is probably not more than $2,500. That's probably on the high end. And it's done well. But most things, $10. Anytime I put up a post, I pretty much put money behind it now. But just 10, 20 bucks, unless it's really hitting off, and I'll put some more to it. Just office stuff, put ferns out there, made it look nice and pretty. We got trees in our office, put these big trees in. I had a patient that came in the other day that we're doing several $1,000s in work on right now, 3 root canals and crowns. And she started following us. She found us. This post right here with the trees was boosted to her. She saw it. That's when she started following us on Facebook. So, that post right there led me to a $5,000 patient. And that's getting trees put in our office, nothing about dentistry. And then we're talking about the tree farm, local community, tying it back into the local community. Our Veterans Day deal. So we had that, we did the giveaway, or for veterans, we did about $12,000 in care, shared that with the community. So 268 likes, 26 comments, 17 shares. The community's engaging with that. And now they know that we're a practice that goes back to our community. CAPI. So this is about when CAPI was getting I was hearing negatives. Like, we're still a relatively smaller community, not too small, but small enough word travels fast. And so I'd hear every now and then like a sideways comment about CAPI. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get in here, do a little post about CAPI, what he does in the office. And so, I had a little post here, and this thing got 830 likes, like crazy, 123 comments, 161 people shared it. Like, it went like a little miniature viral in our area, and I had tons of great people reaching out. We got a lot of patients through that. And that came from me just knowing that people out there weren't comfortable with him, some people. And so I said, hey, we're just going to, kind of pull back the cloak a little bit on CAPI. We had grand opening update. So this is just a video, 3,600 views. Facebook loves to show your videos. And so you'll always get the most return on investment through a video post. When you're doing videos, you want to make sure that you're giving them something right off the bat that makes them want to continue to engage with you. So if you say, hey, like they want to hear a story essentially. And so let me tell you a story about this, or, you try to give them like a little hook or an offer in there at the beginning that makes them want to stay engaged past that first 10 seconds or so. And if you can get them, hooked a little bit to where they're watching it, they're going to continue. But you want to make sure that you're coming out the gate with something, or even just giving them a hook to tie them into later. Like, hey, I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm going to have a special offer for you here at the end I'm going to talk to you about. And so they're like, oh, a special offer. Well, I need to hear this out. Gifts. So Christmas time, we're flooded with gifts. Share that. CAPI's sticking his head in the bowl, choosing grand opening winners. People eating all that up. Dr. Jurek, this is the guy I bought my office from. Broke his front tooth off down in Pensacola. So he came in late one night, and we made a post about that, about, basically, how he's trusting me in his care as a dentist. And, we just had a write up and shared that. One of our patients that was actually traveling through here on vacation from Texas, she busted her front tooth off. We had a late night appointment with her. And then when she got back to Texas, she made this sweet little photo canvas painting of CAPI and had that sent to us. And so just sharing that. Whitening. So this was a special that we did for whitening. And we ended up, it was a $99 whitening offer. And a lot of people will put free whitening out there to get patients. And I'm against that. Like, I'm starting to do free whitening in the community. Like, if I'm out networking or something, like I've got these whitening vouchers that I'll give to people if I make a good connection. Be like, hey, come on in. Here's a whitening voucher. Just like come see us in the office, just to build up our community relations. But as far as like enticing a patient with free whitening, I'm still a little bit against that. Like, I want them to be valuing our service, but I still know that's a very, sexy offer for people. And so I just want to be careful about that. So for this one, we did a $99 in-office whitening. It's just a 20-minute, UV thing. I get these things for $20 a pop. And the idea there is just to get somebody in our office that's comfortable with us, have a good time. A lot of these people are actually coming in with other dentists. They just don't know that their office gives whitening, which is ridiculous because every office under the sun, I'm sure, does this. But that goes to show you that patients out there don't they don't know what you offer unless you tell them. So you still, like, patients are starting to waltz in your office and know that you're a provider of implants, or that you do cosmetics, or braces, or whatever it is that you do, unless you tell them. And that goes back to whitening. Like, I'm sure all these, like, I'd say not half, probably 40% of these people come in there with another dentist. I'm not pushing treatment down their throats when they're in there. You know, we say that you need to have had a cleaning in the last couple of years. And another dentist I work with, like, they're very hard up about this, and they'll be like, you have to have had a cleaning in the last month. You can't have any decay. So like, they take it for face value, and like, they're like, okay, we can't do this until you've had all this done. And they're actually really successful with it. And they get the patient to do all this treatment before they get their whitening. And I'm not against that. For me in my office, I don't want that. So I'm just all about showing them a good time, getting them some results, showing them, you know, a low pressure environment where I feel long-term, you know, I might not win out in the short term with that, but long-term, you know, these patients are going to have had a good experience with us and want to come back. Plus, this is a really good source for reviews for us. And so a lot of those patients that came in, got that whitening treatment, you know, they're back there leaving reviews. We did end up getting a large amount of patients that actually stuck with us through that treatment. The goal of it for me was to be basically liquidate itself. Like, so the money coming in that I was making off that, I wanted it to pay for its advertisement. So if you can have offers, and whitening's a really good one, where you're trying to get new patients and you can get your advertising to actually pay for itself. So instead of giving away free whitening, have them pay for it and then use that money that is in your profit of something that you would have given away for free and use that to fund your advertising. Does that make sense?
So I've been thinking about doing some type of promotion with it being close to spring and summertime. It's a lot of weddings and stuff. I was thinking about somehow bringing that into a post with buy one, get one half off or something. Yep. As far as, you know, bride and groom, or, you know, mother and bride, or like, you think that's a decent idea, or
I think it's a great idea, and people will pay for it. I mean, I got 100 patients in less than 3 days with that. Like, I shut the thing off because it was working too well. And we did $10,000 in whitening. And at that time I had people pay, like, they'd call the office and pay with the credit card. In hindsight, I think I would just let them pay when they came into the office. But I need to turn that back on again. You know, I'd like to be a little busier in the office right now, but I have an offer now and an ad set. And this was with, you want a good ad that kind of looks similar to what this one is with the girl in their office. You know, she's got her thumb up. Video is really good too. You can do like 5-second little Instagram story clips where they're kind of moving around and have some action. And we can talk about next time. We'll be jumping in more to ads. You know, that was something, that whole ad, like, that wasn't an accident. I knew Cappy sells in my office. And so we had Cappy in there. You know, this ad was modified from another one we did with another office that had great results, and it worked just as equally as in ours. So if you do something with whitening, I would kind of model that picture in that ad set. Something else that we found is, like, attractive people don't always sell. You think they would. So, like, you want a lot of, and it's good to put up multiple pictures. Like, you can test your ads with multiple photos. We'll get into this later, but you don't want, like, a perfect 10 hottie sitting there in your chair. Like, people are easier to connect with someone that looks like themselves. You know, I mean, she's an attractive girl, cute girl there, but it's not like, you know, you want to, sometimes less attractive people actually get better engagement. So you can take several photos, and Facebook can test all this out for you behind the scenes, and you can see which one gets better and more engagement. And then as time goes on, you just always want to try to outcompete whatever that last ad set you had was. So just putting in different photos, seeing how this one out competes that one. But that ad we had there was, there was a lot that went into developing that offer. And so, you know, we had like this directed at the ClickFunnels, a ClickFunnels page I have, but it was like, you know, only 10 vouchers available. I said, come back this Sunday. So this isn't even the ad. This is the previous ad. So I boosted this. And then on Sunday, I had people there on Sunday at noon that were ready to get on there and eat those up before the 10 of them were gone. Like, there was, you know, as many as I wanted to sell. I mean, at 100, you know, I shut the thing down, but there was an infinite supply of it, you know. But you want to have scarcity mindset in people. So anytime you put an offer out, this is limited to so many people.
So wait a second. You said, hey, Pete.
Yeah.
Could you mute your mic? Oh, just the loud cup. Thanks, man. Hey, no, you put on there only 10 vouchers, but then you got 100 patients, and like, what were they doing? Posting saying, I want one, I want one, I want one.
Some people went well, this was the one that was previous to the ad that we ran. So this was like the day before. And then, a day or two after we put up the actual ad. And so there was a few people right away that were like posting on this one. They're like, hey, where's the offer? I haven't seen it yet. And so there was a few people, but, like people aren't going to read into it too much. And if they do, at the end of the day, they know it's marketing. But the scarcity is huge. On my funnel pages, I have like a timer that's ticking down. It's all there just to create a sense of urgency and scarcity, which is really important in online marketing. So whether it's true, anytime you see those timers and shit online, like it's a bunch of bullshit. Like people are going to sell it to you as long as, as they want. But it does create an urgency and need to buy. So if you're like, oh, this is an offer we always have, people aren't going to take action and step up and do it. Another thing that's really important, and this is still a talk for another day, we're jumping into this other stuff now, but when somebody takes advantage of these offers, like you need to be connecting with them like immediately or very soon. Like if somebody opts in through a funnel online, we're getting a text and a phone call in the office right away, letting us know that somebody submitted this form and, asking us if we'd like to connect with this patient right now. And so if, as soon as somebody fills out that form, if they can get a call from your office, like they have stuff on their end where they can call, but you want to take hold of that as much as you can, because the colder that stuff gets once the patient fills it out, the less likely they are to go through with it. So you want to capture it while it's hot and get them an appointment. So then Malaya, my assistant, she got her wisdom teeth out the other day. So we, did a little bit on that. We ended up getting 3 wisdom teeth cases so far from this post. So, something that we put $20 into. I have since made a lot more than that on, and I love pulling teeth out. So that makes me happy. Ian and I were talking before, like I don't get to pull many teeth out anymore. Like my associate office, I was shucking teeth all day long. Like I was an oral surgeon for them. Everybody that comes to my office, like they want to save teeth, which is a good problem to have, but I still like pulling them. So I'm going to start putting an offer out there for extractions, and I've gotten pretty efficient at it. So I'm going to, discount my extractions down a little bit. I mean, they make me happy. They make the patients happy. And if there's other work that we can do after those extractions, I don't mind, taking a little cut on them. I think our extraction prices are a little high right now.
I'm throwing it out there. I wouldn't discount one. A lot of people have multiple that are bothering them if they have it. Oh yeah. Give it like a break on the second and third.
BOGO extractions.
Yeah, 100%. I have people come in and they're like, oh, it's just this one's the worst right now. But if you could be not even, kind of like BOGO, but just it's reasonable. It costs us a lot to set up and sterilize all this equipment. Yeah. It's already out. I want to help you.
Or one visit, $100 is off extractions, limited to one visit. You can get as many as you want, but you got to do it at this one visit.
Yeah, something like that.
Limited to 10 patients only in the next 15 minutes. That's an offer I'll put out there. I'll show you guys how it works, but I think it'll work good. And it's kind of like whitening too. Like extractions, like they're fun for me. That's probably one of the most profitable things I do, and they go quick. And I don't ever get to do them in my office, which is annoying. Everyone wants to fucking save their teeth. All right. This is one we had the other day I shared with you, Will and Andy. So we just updated our cover photo. Like, this is stupid. And it got 33 likes on this, 4 comments. Somebody shared it. Like, who, and like, this is just the cover photo. And so, like, that kind of goes to show, like, I mean, Facebook's throwing our stuff out there. So you make posts like that. You're just telling your story. That's all it comes back to, telling the story of your office. Like if it doesn't relate to the story of your office, don't share it unless it's, really engaging, valuable advice about dentistry. That's what I would say. So if it doesn't relate to your office, the people of your office, the story of your office in some manner, it shouldn't be shared. Your Facebook is a virtual platform of your office, its story, the people that are involved with it, but just tell that and share that story, but that can extend to your team, if somebody's having a baby, or you're having a baby shower, or, it doesn't have to always be in the office, but it should always be surrounding the culture of your office. Some more posts. So this is one that we did. This is that veneer case I did, and it didn't really have that much engagement on it. So we had 16 likes, which is really low for my page. I tried to boost this. Facebook would not let me. I didn't anticipate they were going to, but I gave it a shot anyways. And I was really looking forward to having this sent out to a lot more people. But in hindsight, just looking back on this post, this is our wax up that we did, but I think this still looks like kind of a stocky photo. I think the photo could have been better off if it had me and they're posing maybe with the wax up or something. But this was, it looks a little too stock to me. And so we had lower engagement. I couldn't boost it, but it's still good if people are coming to our page. They're coming in there from another post, and they're not just looking at one post. Once they interact with your page, they're scrolling down and learning more. So somebody's going to bump into this case and they'll see more. And we're not finished with this case, and I'll have a video out there about it later and more pictures on the case. But again,
Aaron,
yeah.
A Facebook Live has to be live, right? I can't load one.
You can upload a video. I mean, a Facebook Live has to be live, but you can upload a video to Facebook still.
Well, like the simpler wax ups, like closing a diastema or something, I do myself, and it, like, people might be interested in watching little bits of that.
Yeah,
post that as a video.
For sure. Or even if you sped it, I mean, just film yourself doing the wax up or the wax up close and then put it on, you can speed that up. I think
that play some Cat Stevens.
Yeah, people would eat that up. So that's a great idea. But you can do that with a video. It doesn't have to be Facebook Live. Facebook Live is the preference of Facebook for posting video, but you can still do videos and upload them. And so, like the video, like when I go back and I want to tell the story about this case and show people that, like, one, I need to make sure I'm doing it in a way that Facebook's not going to give it the boot because it has to do with cosmetic dentistry. So I have to do that through a video if I expect Facebook to allow me to put money behind it. And when I do that, and I've got this thing mastered and Facebook lets me to, like, I'll probably dump $500 into that ad. I'm going to work really hard, make sure that it's got, a good story, good hook. And, it's got
here's a thought. A wax up is easier to read if it's done in opaque wax, gray or blue, even though the patients can't relate to it as well. They might not reject it because it doesn't look like teeth anymore.
They probably still will. And it'll go back to your words. I don't know. They might give it a shot. Like, I mean, the worst you can do is try. I said cosmetic on this, on my copy. Copy is the words in your ads is the term for it. But I said cosmetic, like, that's like, it's not reviewed by people. So too, you can just check your words and stuff. If, sometimes and you can go back here and edit these posts and keep editing them and keep trying to post them and see if eventually they'll work. Like, this says cosmetic. So instantly, like, that's going to get rejected. It's a computer that's, checking this stuff. So, just be careful about the words that you're putting out there. If it gets rejected, go back, read the text, read your copy, see if there's anything that made it get rejected. But implants are a little easier to get away with on that. You still have to be careful with those, but implants are easier. But again, going back to video, I can hide this whole case inside a video, and Facebook's going to approve it. They're going to watch 10 seconds of the video and be like, okay, nothing going on here. And then once they disappear, boom, I start talking about this beautiful cosmetic case, and Facebook's letting me share this with thousands of people now.
And
go ahead.
Actually, this is maybe going to make me look like an idiot, but I also didn't know till I posted some Facebook Lives. It might go live, but you can also, like, pause, stop, and delete. Like, it doesn't mean it's up there forever. So, like, at least the ones I was shooting, it was recording, and I was like, I stumbled. And then they, at the very beginning, they stopped, and we just shot it again. Like, and unless I had somebody trolling me hardcore, nobody knew that I had screwed up my dialogue.
Right.
Can you explain that? Can you explain that again?
So when you're shooting your live video, I thought it was like, you hit live and that thing's going up. I don't know why I thought this, and like, it's on, but no, it's basically like recording it, but you don't get to edit it a lot and do a bunch of stuff. So if you shoot, if you're not shooting like an 8-minute, like Aaron's live videos, he's stuck. If he's, his pants drop in minute 5, maybe somebody's been watching.
Hey, that's engaging content.
5 minutes, and yeah, I know, got to get in there, but you're going to be able to see it. But if it, like I'm shooting like a 1 minute, hey, this is where I'm at and what I'm doing, you just delete it and post it again. Like, it lets you review it and it says, do you want to post this? I don't know, like on your longer 7 minutes, if you like called us and you said, I'm getting on at 6:30 and doing a live, we can watch you live, can't we?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, it does go live, and you'll see, I mean, the viewers that are on there, people interacting with it. And if you get people to like, I mean, that's another trick with live videos. If people are starting to jump on there, if you can interact with them or, ask them, hey, can you hear me? Like, they can hear you, but you're just asking them to write a comment on there. And so the more people that are engaging with it, again, Facebook's going to show it to more people. So as people like, comment, and share things, Facebook wants to share it to more people. So if you can get people, if you can get while you're doing a live, if you see people jumping on there, interacting, like talk to them, ask them questions. Like it doesn't have to be like, just them looking at you. Like I would try to get them to be as interactive as possible when you do have people on there, or just even when they're not on there, because a lot of people are going to see it through a replay. If you can get them to talk to you through it by, giving them certain prompts, Facebook's interpreting that again, as these people are commenting on this, you're doing it selectively, to boost that engagement, but that's a tool that you have. But I mean, I might have deleted one or two if I stumbled right out the gate. A lot of times, like again, that just comes back to being vulnerable and authentic. Like people don't like, you think like we need to share and show our perfect sides and everything online, but people like, trust me on this one, people want to see like those screw ups and stuff. Like if you completely dick something up, like, yeah, change it. But if there's like a little fumble, it'd be like, man, like just make a humor out of it. It'd be like, oh man, these live videos, like, so it's stuff that people will still like, cause they know you're a person. They see that vulnerability, the rawness, the authenticity of it, versus when you come out there all polished and smooth looking. So another post. So we had Cappy and me. This was a 10K we did a couple weeks back. These are two other area dentists that joined us with it. So we shared that with 145 likes in the community, comments, shares galore. Earlier in the week, we were out at a restaurant just eating. So we shared that. Like this is just us having a meal, 70 likes, like it did nothing about dentistry, just showing what's going on in the office that day, what we're doing. And then this is a live I did a couple days ago. And so this one was marketing our Dental Savers plan. So, my hook was, by not having regular cleanings, you're taking days off your life. People are going to read that and be like, wait, what? Like they want to live, they want every day that they have. So they know if I tie that back into, they could give a shit about their teeth being clean. But if they know that every day that they don't have their teeth cleaned by me, they're going to be dying a day sooner, they might want to watch my video. And maybe if they watch my video, they'll want to buy my plan. So I talk about, oral health, heart disease, not blowing smoke up their asses. You guys all know the truth behind this stuff. And so I went in there, talked a little bit about periodontal disease, how it's related to your heart, those inflammatory chemicals, and how they're just cycling through your body and hurting you in ways they're not aware of, even if their teeth aren't hurting. And so, I talked about a lot of you. There's all sorts of guards people have up for not visiting the dentist. They're ashamed of themselves. They haven't been in for 10 years and they think that we're going to judge them and be like, oh my God, you're nasty. So I was like, it's not that way at all. Like we see this all the time. Nothing's going to surprise us. Come in, we wanted to make this affordable plan for you guys. So don't be scared. And so with that, we had 4,300 views on it. 14 people shared it. 10 comments. So a lot of people tagging their family, their spouses. We have 35 likes on it, which seems a little low to me, but a lot of people are jumping on there asking how long that offer is valid for. That was probably a little better response than I thought. Like I've been struggling a little bit on the funnel side of things, getting like a Savers plan funnel where people will click and buy. I put a couple out there that just haven't seemed to hit this. And I've been working on one lately, but I want a lot of video incorporated with that, with patient testimonials and things of that nature too. I'm throwing in tooth whitening as part of that offer. So it's not free again, but it's a bonus into this offer if you're one of the first 10 patients in the next 15 minutes that they'll get, so again, driving that scarcity to them. So that funnel, I should have some of those videos done this week. So hopefully I'll get that funnel up next week, but this was kind of a prelude to that and getting people warmed up to that plan. Are
those the same dental people you went running with?
Here at lunch? Yeah. No, that's my team. Those two dentists are from my other office I worked out over in Mobile. They don't work in Fairhope, so we're across, the bay from Mobile, but
gotcha.
All the dentists live over here in Fairhope, and so they're my other office partners from my old office.
Cool.
Okay, so people are always commenting on our posts. I'm switching dentists ASAP. oh my God, I need to change a dentist. My favorite dentist office I've never even been. I need to change a dentist. Tell me you're accepting new patients. Found a new dentist. This might be my new dentist. Found a dentist. Packing my bags to move down so I can go to this dentist. You need to change. I'll change. I think I might need to change a dentist. Maybe I'll go to the dentist now. You know, all sorts of good stuff here. So we get these comments all the time, and it's, you know, just goes back to having that engaging post. So why is it all important? It builds our community to know, like, and trust us. They know us before they come through that office. We're very personable, easy to reach. There's no, you know, distance between. I try to be very accessible too. Like if a patient calls and I'm in the front office, like I don't have a problem answering the phone or hopping on the phone with somebody. And people, like when I do that, they're like, oh my God, like the dentist is like talking to me. Like that's crazy. And I mean, if we were completely efficient as I'd like to be, you know, I wouldn't have time for that. But, you know, like I'm not trying to masquerade and parade and be like, oh, you know, I got to be this wizard behind the cloak where you can't talk to me because I'm a dentist. Like I try to be as available to the patients as possible. You know, they don't have to call me doctor in the office. Like we're very relaxed. We're playing 80s rock music and just having a good time. I'm in jeans and you know, sometimes it's a t-shirt. I mean, usually I wear button up downs now, but it's just, you know, like I'm not trying to be this big fancy formal person. And a lot of people like that and they want to engage with it because we're just real and down to earth. So all this stuff keeps at the top of the mind when they do need a dentist. But more importantly, the goal of all this engaging stuff is we're building up what we would call a warm audience. So we have three, what we call traffic. So the people, you know, the traffic is like people coming to your page. So, you know, just like cars and traffic, think of traffic like Facebook, like people just online, right? So that's the traffic. They're not cars, they're people online. And so we have three types of traffic. We have cold, warm, and hot. So cold are the people that don't know you. They don't know anything about you. They've never heard or engaged with your brand. Warm is the people that have engaged with you. They know you, they know who you are, you're on their radar. And then hot people are your raving fans. They're your customers, the people that are buying from you, they're interacting with you, they're buying more from you. And so we, with Facebook, are taking cold people that have never heard of us, bring them into our world, and then starting to warm them up to our brand. And then over time, when the time is right for them and they've got a dental problem or they're frustrated with their dentist and they've had a really good interaction with us, they're warmed up to us, we're at the top of their mind. And by consistently putting these posts out too, we're always on their mind. And so we're just taking those cold people, turning them into warm, which is a whole lot easier people to market to than cold people. So when we're targeting our ads now we can come back and instead of running an ad to cold, you know, traffic out in the community, which I still do that, but if I have an offer and something that I want to sell, like my Savers plan or an implant, I usually don't sell that to the cold traffic of the community. Like my ads we have up, the posts that are just us out in the community having fun, like I'll send that to the cold traffic and try to get more people into my brand. But then if I'm running ads on the back end and those ads, like when I'm selling services, it's never anything I'm putting on my page. All that is like an ad on a Facebook ads manager that nobody's ever going to see on my page. And their news feed, if they're scrolling through something, they'll see a sponsored ad, but that stuff's not on my page. Very rarely is it like, so, because I don't want to clutter it up and be like, oh, you know, they're asking or getting money. Like I can get their money without putting that crap on my page. I have it on behind the scenes, so they're still seeing it, but it's not on the page. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're warming them up, and we're going to get a lot better response when I'm targeting that ad to somebody who's warm versus somebody who's cold. And so we can go back and set in custom audiences later in Facebook of anybody that's ever engaged with a post of mine, you know, so anybody that's ever even clicked an ad or post on our page, Facebook remembers that, you know, so going back to the last 6 months, anybody that's ever interacted with our page in any kind of way, even if they don't even have to like or comment something, they can just click a post or a picture or, you know, a thing to read more about a post I read. Facebook remembers those people. Anybody that's watched 10 seconds or more of my videos, Facebook's going to remember those people. Anybody, you can set a pixel on your website or a website if I had one, you know, and anybody that's visiting your Facebook captures the data from that person and, or, you know, so when they visit your website, you can target people back through that. Email lists, And you have to be careful with this one on HIPAA too. All of our forms, I pretty much got a thing in there that makes them say yes to it. Just covering my ass, but like we'll take emails from my practice, upload those back into Facebook. And so Facebook's targeting all these people through their email. It links it up with Facebook. So like there's a lot of ways to get these warm people into your Facebook ads. And we'll talk about that later when we get into ads, but we're essentially warming up audiences right now. So we're taking from people that don't know you, don't care about you, to people that are like, oh, wow, that's kind of a cool office. Maybe I'd like to check them out someday. So that's that. So you guys, any questions? I know this stuff goes on forever.
Excellent content. Thanks a lot, Aaron.
Thank you.
Nope. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you guys all past your bedtimes now?
Close.
My wife keeps asking when we're going to eat dinner.
Yeah, we'll go eat some dinner. You guys reach out to me. So like the next week, I'm going to focus on my off week. I'm going to try to work with you guys individually so we can connect on the phone. And then I'll do a video review of your Facebook page. If you guys have any questions specifically pertaining to your pages, let me know. But, you know, throughout the week, I'll work on connect with you guys one-on-one. And then in 2 weeks from today, we'll jump into Facebook ads. And as we do that, you know, just again, be very aware of what you're putting out there. I hope you guys are all putting out good content. I guess Pete and Ian, well, Ian, I've been talking with you one-on-one, but Pete, just be cautious about that content you're putting out there, warming your people up. Once we get into ads, you know, it's really important to have that warm audience. And then I wanted to make a 14-day challenge too, just on content to put out there, things to challenge you guys to do. So I'll be working on getting that out. And then when April rolls around, I'll have a monthly calendar that can give you guys some freebie excuses to post and good ideas throughout the month. So
Okay.
April Fools is an easy one. So if you guys can think of a funny, engaging thing to do for April Fools for your office, you know, that'd be something you probably should do. So, okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
See you guys.
man.
Let's
Good
see.
night, guys.
When will this recording be up, Aaron?
It's still recording. When will it be up?
And where?
When and where? So it's going to be in a. Let me build out a member site for you guys. I'll have it up. I'll try to have that done within 3 days for you guys. So there'll be a site that you guys can log in, create a little username and password, and this will be stuck in there.
And you'll just let us know.
I'll let you know. It'll be soon.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
See you guys.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
See ya.
See ya.